Hello and welcome to the Bonehead Championship. I'm Ben from the Bonehead Podcast and welcome to the Round 5 Match 2 game preview. We are back and we have got 2 matches of the regular season ready to go, and then it's time for the finals. So this round we are going to be playing our Skaven team, the Nether Bay Nightmares, against our Wild Hunters, the Wood Elves. Now this is a battle for first place. Hopefully not too much of a spoiler and you've watched a lot of the series to know how we're doing here. Basically, the top seed will play the bottom seed when it comes to the finals. So the Skaven and the Wood Elves here are competing to go into the finals to play a less capable team to give them a better chance of getting into the finals. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at the teams, we're going to have a look at the coaches, we're going to talk about the matchup, and then we're going to do the most important thing of all, have a look at the viewer championship. Anyway, let's have a look at the teams. Okay, so first up we've got the Nether Bay Nightmares, our Skaven team. Now, this has definitely been a mixed season for the Skaven. They've had a couple of cases of death on there, so the team's taken a bit of a beating. Now, it started, our patrons voted for the Rat Ogre build, so Rat Ogre, Thrower, 2 Blitzers, 2 Runners, and the team has significantly developed over that time. Losing some positionals has meant that actually what we've got here is a bunch of linemen with skill ups, which is kind of irregular for Skaven. You tend to have SPP hogs with the runners and the blitzers. Actually, this team hasn't had a lot of runners and blitzers to do anything with and has therefore got some skills. So Toxic Rat Venger, our Rat Ogre, has successfully done nothing really this season. No SPP there, so a bit of a shame. Now, we've replaced our dead blitzer. We've brought on a new blitzer, Quetch Barb Hunter, who is a rookie, so he will be first game here and hopefully want to skill him up ready for the playoffs. Buzz Justice is back, had to miss next game due to being punched in the throat pretty hard in game 3, I think. Anyway, going back up to having both those blitzers, and we've now got a bit of a decent combat contingent here on this Nether Bay Nightmares team. Rat Ogre, 2 blitzers, block, big dude, looking good here. Now, talking about block, we've got a couple of guys with combat skills across the team. We've got Rat Think, 3 Toes, Extra Rush, and Zeke Cloudfinks. We've got 3 Gutter Runners, 1 with block, 1 with wrestle. So that blocker becomes a really good ball carrier, and the wrestle player becomes, it gives you that opportunity to go for that 2-die up, wrestle down, bring down the ball carrier. Now, against Wood Elves, that strength 2 is not going to be too much of an inhibiting factor. No, it is, because the Wood Elves catchers are basically out of the game. There's 1 catcher, so maybe that wrestle will come into play. Click Warp Slinger sitting there at 5 SPP left over, so 3 more for another regular skill. Got accurate already, so passing 1+. So 1+, 2+, 4+, 5+ is passing game, and that's with a pass reroll as well. So potentially going to be able to spread it out here. 3 runners, a thrower, some blitzers. This team is starting to look very lovely. And then we look at the linemen. We've got Queet, who became our reserve blitzer when the other blitzer just went up and died and Buzz Justice gone and missed a game. Queet took block, so we've got another kind of weak blitzer as well. Feskid's got 3 SPP. Potentially going to see him take a random at the end of this game if he survives. Rotten Ratkinson, we've got our strength 3 wrestle player as well. So we've got strength 2 dodge and 2+ wrestle, and we've got lineman with wrestle as well. So that gives us some pretty good defensive factors. We're going up against war dancers here from the Skaven point of view. So actually that wrestle trumps your blodge. And then we've got Stormnose with a tackle skill on a random with 5 SPP. So hopefully Stormnose can cause a little bit of something there. Just to get over the hump, we need 3 SPP, so Stormnose scoring a touchdown would actually be able to take another skill, which could be Frenzy. Frenzy tackle is pretty sweet in regards to having a bit of a sweeper on that team. And there's one more player to talk about. Gritlock, our kicker, also has 3 SPP, so kick is a great skill for Skaven. And now this team's got 3 gutter runners and a combat contingent there to be able to kind of secure it. That kick piece is going to be brilliant. So good job Gritlock for surviving this long, and has 3 SPP. So what's that? 1 SPP away from being able to swing another random skill. And as we're going in on a short league to the playoffs, those extra skills could mean all the difference. So could be seeing Gritlock take a random normal here. Anyway, that's our Skaven team. We got TV 1250, 3 rerolls, 3 dedicated fans, and an apothecary. It's looking pretty good. And that brings us to the Wood Elf team, who are not in so much of a good place. So the Wild Hunters are 3-1-0 for the season. We're looking at 2 rerolls, 4 fan factor, and a TV of 1180. We got a thrower out, catcher out, and 2 linemen out. So we're going to be seeing a lot of journeymen for this team. What this team does still have is both the war dancers, no levels up there, and the catcher, Whitney Lightfeet, has returned. -1 armor is not great, but still come back. Now, it's not all bad for the Wood Elves. We do have a kick player. Liminal has that kick ability, which, again, we talked about it for the Skaven team, going to be just as important for the Wood Elves. We've got a ton of speed, a ton of edge here, and actually if we can use it to maybe divide the Skaven team or just create an onside kick opportunity for us, could be an extra touchdown here for the Wood Elves. Now, we've got a block lineman and a dodge lineman as well. So we're not without skills. We've got 1, 2, 3 block players, 1, 2, 3, 4 dodge players. So it's definitely going to be a game of keep away. However, when it comes to the Wild Hunters, there is a secret weapon. So we're looking at Wood Elves and how they play. We've got the War Dancers, we've got catchers, they're out for this game, so we don't necessarily want to buy more of them. So we're picking up a Tree Man. And Maple Spine is going to be joining the Wild Hunters. This is going to be, it's them's first game. Big tree. Now, when it comes to Wood Elves, the Tree Man is incredibly divisive. So we've chosen to take it for one, to boost up the survivability of this Hunters team. We're down to 2 rerolls. Okay, that's fine. We could be using that money to buy a 3rd reroll, but then when our thrower comes back, we're going to be at 4 rerolls, and this team is very consistent because we've got dodge and block everywhere. What it doesn't have is any way to not die. So bringing on that Strength 6 AV11 piece to put on the line of scrimmage should save us 1 to 2 Wood Elves a turn. A turn? That would be extreme. A game, basically. So we're bringing on Maple Spine to be our heavy. And if you look at the kind of makeup of this league, we've got a Rat Ogre, we've got a Troll, we've got some big guys that this guy goes and is bigger than. So, interesting pick. I'm really excited to see how Maple Spine plays out for at least the next couple of games. Okay, so we've looked at the teams. Now let's talk coaches. It's me and Ben again. So tomorrow night we are going to be getting this game on the go, and I will be playing the Wood Elves and Ben will be playing the Skaven. The Wood Elves are hammered. We've got 3 journeymen and 3 great positionals out of the game. That's my fault. It only seems fair that I then take that on. If I brought Ben on and we got the Skaven team coming back well, and I made him play the crippled Wood Elf team, that would seem a bit harsh. However, it's Wood Elves, it's Skaven. It should be a shootout. Ben is not a bad Skaven coach by any stretch of the imagination. So it's going to be a really interesting one. Now, as far as the league goes, neither of these teams need the win. So my job as the Wood Elf coach, this is a really good representation of sometimes how league play goes. I want the team to not get worse. Ben probably is going to want the team to get worse because that's how you play Blood Bowl. The Skaven team here, I've got the positionals, they've got all their dudes back, they've got the strength. The Wood Elves have got some ability and Maple Spine. So if Maple Spine can hold off blitzers, the Rat Ogre, and just protect the rest of the Wood Elf team, next game this Wood Elf team is going to come back with another catcher, thrower, couple of linemen with skills potentially. This is a survival game, but I do like to try and win. And I guess the most important thing is these teams are both going straight into the finals. It doesn't matter. There's no way they can't make the finals now. What they are going to be trying to do is maximize those skills. This is going to be, hopefully, a shootout with a bunch of SPPs and a bunch of great level ups. Because that is what is the most exciting thing when it comes to playoff Blood Bowl. I nearly said playoff football because the NFL playoffs are on. Anyway, we've looked at the coaches, we've talked through the matchup. Let's move on to the Viewer Championship. Okay, so the Viewer Championship is our way of getting you to play. So we put out the match preview games, you're watching one right now, and we give you as much detail as we can do, which allows you guys to make an educated guess on how the game is going to go. We want to know who you think is going to win and what the score is going to be. Whether it's going to be Wood Elves 3-0, Skaven 2-1, a draw 1-all. We want you to tell us what you think and how this game is going to play out. You can win up to 3 points. 1 if you get the outcome right. You say it's going to be a draw, you say the Wood Elves win, and it happens, you get a point. And you get a bonus point basically for each team's score that you get right. So if you say the Wood Elves are going to win 4-0, but actually they win 3-0, you get 1 point for Wood Elves winning. No points for getting the wrong touchdowns for the Wood Elves, but 1.40 touchdown for Skaven. So you would get 2 points in that circumstance. Now, we want predictions in by 9 AM UK time on Saturday, because that is normally when the game goes out for our Patreons, and the game will go out live for everybody else on the Sunday. And we put all these points together because at the end of the season we are going to give points. Points means prizes. Come on, that's what we're doing this for. Okay, so let's have a look at the viewer leaderboard right now. We've got first place, 18 points, Sam O'Dwyer, absolutely rocking it all season long. 1,000 hats, and Papa Z have caught up. So it is a three-way tie at first place. Second place at 16 points, we've got Olabayo, John Naylor, David Warner, Blood Bowl Commissioner, Zephyr Baby, Marco Niosi, and Gecko 8. Third place, 15 points, Matt Risby, Vaughn K, ATK Monkey, Wolfgang Heisel, and Mike V. And at fourth place with 14 points, Durka Willie, Trevor Craig, Luke, Austin Faulkner, Waller, X Black Flag, Orkster, Car Messenger, BD, Lucas Muller, Ernest Cummings, Michael Ball, Richard Stone, Liminality, Des Slavin, and Nicholas Fitzgerald. Now, we have got a pretty packed leaderboard at the moment. We've still got 5 games to play. That's up to 15 points. So you can make it into the top 20 or something like that quite easily by starting now and acing all the games. But if you are anywhere else on this leaderboard, it is certainly not over. So get your guesses in now. And at the end of the show, we'll have the scroll of everybody who's taking part. So thank you very much for that. Alright, so we've looked at the matchup, we've looked at the teams, we've looked at the viewer championship. It is great to be back playing some Bonehead Championship. We've got 5 games to go, 2 in the regular season, and then it's off to the playoffs, and I cannot wait to see what happens. And I'm also excited for the series that will be following it up, which is quite cool too. Anyway, I'm going to disappear now. Get your guesses in. I want to know what you think. It's me versus Ben. Again, it's a Bonehead off with 2 Edge teams. This is going to be a shootout. I'm really hoping it's going to be a shootout anyway. Right, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to help support the channel even further, please like and subscribe, or come join us on our Patreon. We have early access to content. We get loads of feedback from you guys, and we try and do competitions as much as we can. Or you can get yourself some Bonehead Podcast merch on our Spreadshirt site. So if you want to support a team, especially for the Bonehead Championship, you can pick up a shirt, a mug, things like that. It all helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, links below. Thank you very much. Happy blocking.